All right, hello everyone. This is Shooting Game Weekly, episode 7, and you're gonna notice something right away with this episode. That's right, the quality has improved, and that is because we had a volunteer to stream Shooting Game Weekly, hopefully from now on, and that is a man by the name of Soda Machine. I'll just go ahead and introduce you real quick here. So yeah,
Yes, machine.
Hello.
Soda has volunteered to stream for STG Weekly, so we're gonna have a definite improvement in the quality. So yeah, thanks a lot, Soda, for being the man to come in here and get us off that 360p garbage.
You're welcome.
Because yeah, so that's so from now on, we can actually see the bullets, the blurs and cave animations and all that. So props to Soda for doing that. And so this week we are going to be checking out Strikers 1945, and we're going to be checking out a 2-all replay by Plasmo, who's Shmups forum member, pretty good shmup player in general. This is also an exclusive replay for SCG Weekly, not seen anywhere else, so it's going to be kind of neat in that aspect. It's also going to be interesting because Plasmo has captured this replay via like a camcorder type of thing aimed at his cabinet. You can probably tell that already by the little preview video we got going. So it's going to be a little bit different in that aspect. It's gonna feel like we're next to him, watching him on the cabinet. So I think that's
Over his shoulder, giving him massages while he's getting on his second loop.
yeah,
Yeah, always the kind of thing you want to be thinking about while you're playing the game.
uh, he's probably alone though in his room or whatever. But so
There might be a crowd behind him.
so we kind of got an arcade feel for the episode going with that. And so yeah, you probably hear a new voice as well. We also got a new guest, Saps. Was
Hey, what's up?
Hey Saps, glad of you to join us. He's going to be providing some somewhat more knowledgeable commentary on Strikers 1945. Frenetic and I'm sure. I mean, we like the Strikers games, but Saps is going to be the man. Pretty much talking
Because he is the man.
of course, Saps also was featured in the Mushi Musama Futari episode. And so that was really cool. So it's kind of neat that we have him on. We have you on now, commentating.
Thanks for doing that. That was really cool to see.
Yeah. So I mean, you can kind of tell, SCG Weekly is kind of becoming like I want it to be a kind of like a community-run type of show, and it's really becoming like that with everyone's kind of stepping up with their replays and Soda here volunteering to stream. So it's really been great. But yeah, so Strikers 1945, we should probably start getting to that. Soda, if you want to switch to the switch to the that little flyer we got that I gave you. So yeah, Strikers 1945. What can we expect in this game, Saps?
All right, basically it's a really simple game, simpler than the latest Strikers games. Obviously, it's basically the scoring system is based on two main things. The first of these is shooting everything, and the second one is picking up the medals as they flash. Now you'll notice in the game a lot of enemies kind of drop some medals around the place, and basically the amount of points they give you depends on what they look like when you grab them.
Mhm.
If you grab them when they flash, they give you 2,000 points each, which is the most. And if it's less, and if you don't grab them like that, you get, I don't know, somewhere between 200 and 1,000, I think.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah. So with regards to like the ships and systems, you've basically just got a normal shot, a bomb. The bomb doesn't guarantee your safety with some ships, though. I think it does with this one that we're going to see, but not all of them do that. So be aware if you're playing this game. And the main thing that sets the ships apart is the charge shots. Now, each ship has a charge shot, which you can activate by holding down the fire button and releasing it after a little while. And basically, what will happen then is your options will stay placed on the screen, doing a really powerful attack. And you can use this to take out some of the more deadly enemies while moving your ship away, or collecting medals, or doing whatever else you need to do apart from shoot the enemy. The downside to that is that, but you can't shoot while charging up, and while there's a charger active, you can't use your options. So you've basically got to plan out what you're doing really well with this. I think that's all the general system right there. There's,
Right. And with the ship he's using that kind of option placement one you just mentioned, right?
yeah. This ship's got a really powerful charge shot. It's really small range, but I mean, if you know where to use it, you can just put it there, and it'll take out pretty much anything that's not a boss. So, one more thing to mention is the change in the loop. Now, in the first loop, you're going to see him pretty much take out everything because there's no penalty for doing that. But in the second loop, the popcorns and a couple of other enemies will be shooting out suicide bullets. And these suicide bullets are absolute bastards in this game. So you've really got to watch out for them. Like, if you shoot an enemy at the wrong time, you've basically screwed yourself over. So you've got to you've got to totally plan out everything that you do in the loop, basically.
All right, so the second loop's going to be a bit more interesting in that aspect.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to watch for him killing specific enemies and avoiding specific ones. That's cool. All right. All right, well, I suppose we can just get right into the replay. Yeah, I forgot to mention, Frenetic is, of course, with us as well. Also with Louis G. So, they might chime in as well, of course.
Say what's up, Louis G.
Hey, what's up?
Word. And we're actually going to have an interview with Louis G afterwards. But we're actually going to restart the stream and then do that afterwards, though. So stick around after the replay.
He's got to go to Nam. Just a little point he has to take off. So
he does? Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Well, maybe another time.
Yeah, we'll do something else. But he's at my house. We fired up the cabs, and he's been playing. So
Word.
I didn't totally suck at DOJ, so I'm making some progress. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right then. Let's get this replay going then. Really not much else to say, I guess. It's a Psycheo game. So the big difference to the last episode, we were looking at Touhou. Right now we got lots of fast bullets and a lot of patterns that are going to be basically memorized to dodge, especially with the bosses. You're going to see some really fast bullets, so it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, totally. You're going to have to know the patterns beforehand to dodge some of the stuff, especially on the second loop. It's really fast.
Yeah. All right, let's get our videos at 0, and I shall do the countdown. 3, 2, 1, click.
Synchronized SMUP swatches. Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait.
All right. Well, here comes the countdown then. 3, 2, 1, click.
Right. So that's the BF-109, and that's got homing options, which you'll see after you pick up gold power-ups. First stages, I mean, it's simple, you shoot everything. The main thing to pay attention to, I think, is the medal collection, because he's really good at that in this, especially in the first loop.
With the medal collection, since he's gonna be getting a lot of the 2000s, how many extends is he gonna get? Like, what are the extend settings?
You only get one extend in this game. It's at 600,000 points, but you have to do the whole thing with the 4 lives that you get, so it's really unforgiving.
Oh, in order to get the extend, you have to not die?
No. You get the extend whatever you do.
I see.
600k, but I mean, the whole game, you only have 4 lives for it, so you have to really know your shit, basically.
Gotcha.
Alright, first boss, Air Fortress. Awesome localization right there. Yeah, this one's not too bad on the first loop, but it's really scary in the second loop.
So there aren't any technical bonuses with the bosses?
No. It's just, what you have in this game is bosses have got parts and stuff, and you want to be shooting those off for extra points. Like you see, he's taking out the arms here. and this is a really high-scoring replay. What he does also, you'll see in the first loop, is take out bosses kind of slowly so that you get more popcorn chips to shoot for extra points, like he's doing right there. So like, normally you just take out his boss immediately, but because he wants more points and more popcorns, he's waiting for a little bit and dodging the fan while he's doing it.
So this is also a scoring run then too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
it's a really high score. I think this is the Western record for this game currently.
Oh well, that's a lot. That's very cool. Very
Yeah, I remember him getting this on the high scoreboard a little while ago, and it was really impressive. Ah, see, that's a trick right there. That's the train from Gunbird, and you can spawn it for some extra points. And basically, the trick for spawning it is, I'm not sure of the exact positioning, but basically, you've got to sit at a certain point in the stage without shooting, and then the train shows up.
Wow.
And it's kind of annoying because the position you have to shoot at is different depending on what order you get this stage in. So I had never learned it myself, but that's how the trick happens, basically. I think there's a guide on the forum somewhere.
Is there any more tricks like that, or is that like?
I think that's the only one, but maybe I'm forgetting something. If it shows up, I'll mention it when it shows
Yeah,
up.
because I've never really heard Strikers games having kind of weird, kind of riding fighters type stuff like that.
Most of them don't. Oh, actually, there is another kind of hidden thing I'll talk about on stage 7. It's basically there are a bunch of different bosses and mid bosses, and you can choose which one depending on the screen position you're in when they spawn.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he goes for a different boss on different loops because of the difficulty upgrade or something. Yeah, so this will be taking out all the arms and taking out the popcorns and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's still not too bad. After a couple of stages, it begins to get really fast, and then from there you have to pretty much memorize everything in advance because, I mean, it's really hard to react to, and the hitbox in this is bigger compared to the later Strikers games, so you don't have much lenience.
Oh, look at that big blimp!
Yeah. Oh yeah, this game's really scientifically and historically accurate. You'll see this later on. You get to see the moon landing how it really happened.
So for the timing for to picking up those medals when they flash, do you do like a beat sequence, or do you go like okay and now, or?
Well, you sort of like hover near it, and you pick it up like you move towards it just before it's about to flash, and that's how you pick it up while it flashes. If you move as it flashes, you usually miss it. It's kind of, you have to practice it a bit, but after a while you get into a really nice rhythm with it.
It takes a little timing for sure.
Yeah. But if there's like a whole group of them that kind of spawn at the same place, you can sort of have a nice rhythm sort of thing going. You just pick one up, pick another one up, and just have the right timing, because it'll be the same for each one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of like a hallmark of the Strikers games. After the first 2 or 3 stages, they're kind of tame. Like you can kind of react to the bullet patterns, but then after that, like they really go balls to the walls on you.
Usually, stage 4 or 5 is that point in the Strikers game. Stage 5 in this, I think, is quite a bit harder than the previous ones. There's like a turret wall you'll see later on, and that's I think one of the hardest bits in the first loop.
Yeah, so if you're dying like all the time at stage 5, like don't feel bad.
you just gotta like look at the stages and try and like think of a good plan for doing it, or look at a replay and copy someone else's plan, I guess.
Yeah,
that's probably
don't
faster.
feel bad. You know, with these games, when I first started playing them, I was like, yeah, I beat the blimp, or like, oh, I beat that big, plane, and then like a freaking robot would come out, and I'm like, oh shit!
The transforming enemies, that's awesome in this game, isn't it?
Yeah,
All the bosses just turned from like a World War II thing into like a robot. Like, what the hell?
It's like a trademark. What was the first game to do that they put out?
Yeah, this one. No, I think maybe Gunbird had it. I don't know.
When was Gunbird first?
Strikers came out after the first Gunbird.
Okay, interesting. Was it? Wasn't there a vertical game in kind of the Sengoku Blade series?
Sengoku Aces. Yeah, that. But I don't think that the transforming bosses. That was just kind of
Okay.
normal kind of and mythology kind of stuff.
So it must have just been like, this really freaks players out. We gotta keep doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing to have. You think you've beaten a boss and suddenly a robot comes out. It's awesome.
It's that Hitler technology.
Yeah. Man.
Authentic.
That's a Luftwaffe right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the robot thing is another kind of really scientifically accurate part of this game that I like. I mean,
So accurate.
I'm sure this is how World War II went down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit! Another robot.
Just, it was like a piece of the carrier.
Yeah, exactly.
So this mech's a lot better than their carrier. Why don't they just use this first?
They want to fool you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a surprise.
No, you didn't fit the robot.
Or do you use that robot? Robots? Is that a robot?
Oh yeah, and you'll notice he's using the option attack all the time on the bosses because that's more powerful than just shooting it normally. So
Right.
it's worth it to just keep doing that on bosses if you want to take them out fast. He hasn't been doing it that much because he wanted to milk the popcorns, but I mean, it's important to do that if you want to speed kill the boss and do it safely. He's like doing it slowly because he's a badass and wants more popcorns, but normally you wouldn't do that. This is a good use of the option attack actually. You plant it on one side of the screen and then shoot the popcorns that come on the other side. It's pretty much designed for you to do that in this stage. Alright, yeah, this is where it starts getting a bit technical because the difficulty ramps up here.
Sweet.
Right. Yeah, he did the same thing again. And this is a really difficult section on the second loop actually because of all the popcorns that you have to not shoot, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of popcorn I see.
Yeah.
Is this the first of the non-random levels?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
the one?
This
Okay. Yeah.
I think one of the hardest bits in the first loop.
Okay.
Really nasty.
Dang! Look at those fast bullets!
Wow.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that was just.
Yeah, you pretty much have to like have a plan and also react really well at the same time because it's chaos.
I mean, he did kind of just do like a sweeping motion from the left to the right side of the screen there, but
Like,
like.
But some of them are one way, some of them are two ways, some of them are kind of skewed, and there's popcorns and all kinds of crap going on. So
That's pretty impressive.
this boss isn't too bad. Most of it's just kind of you gotta know what's aimed at you and what's aimed away. Like most of it's either aimed one or the other. All right, this stage is pretty hard.
Right.
Yeah, just casually strapping yourself to a rocket, you know, as you do.
Look at that tail of the rocket.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, little booster rocket.
It almost reminds me of Raiden when you go onto the carrier into space or whatever.
Yeah, it is. This is like a huge battleship kind of stage. Most of it is just like taking out this big spaceship.
Missile thing.
Actually, I hadn't seen it before. That was the second loop, popcorns, which kind of screw you up if you do it any other way. Yeah, a lot of what he does actually is kind of based off the second loop versions. So that these, like, you could probably do it easier on the first loop, but it's easier this way, so you can sort of, well, like practice it, I guess. I remember doing similar things in 9, so
Oh.
yeah.
So what would work for the second loop training would work for this first loop. That way you don't have to memorize twice, right? So okay.
Yeah, learning multiple loops gets tricky like that when like some things are a little bit more difficult than others in the loops, and it gets weird.
Exactly. There are some attacks in Psycho games where it's not even harder in the loop. It's just like aimed at you where it'd be aimed away in the first loop, or vice versa, just to, like screw you up if you expect the old way.
Oh, here we are going into space. Sweet. I don't think I ever got this far.
You know, this is just like you know, standard World War II stuff. Just flying to the moon.
Oh, what the? Look at all those enemies.
This is
Treasure-
this is the stage where you can pick what mid-boss and boss you want, and it's determined by, I think, your horizontal position on the screen. Like, I remember, I think there's probably a thread on Shmups about it, and basically you can line yourself up using the score counter, depending on what mid-boss or boss you want. I think it's the same mid-boss both loops, but the bosses are different. Yeah, this is like this crazy kind of space alien French goat guy.
What
I
the?
have no idea.
What? Who is it? You're killing a kid? You just killed a baby.
The shadow. What the fuck?
Oh, dude, he's flashing you, and look at all those bullets coming out from his crotch.
What the fuck? I had no idea this was in this game. That's so weird. What is it supposed? What?
Strikers? No, this game's strippers. 1945.
Yeah, the guy had like the open trench coat when he died.
This boss is the easiest one.
I love this about Psycho games. It seems like they always like have this crazy shit on the last level because they just figure no one's gonna get there or something. It's like, you know, like on what is it? Good, they have like the like. How do you describe those things that come out at you?
I don't know.
Like, they're kind of almost like
Penises.
huge gummy bears or something. They're kind of dancing around, you know, and you're just like, what the?
Right.
The mind fuck.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I love the Spectre's two bosses, the kind of that weird lizardy thing. It's kind of like you're kind of staring up at them.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird
Right.
shit. Psycho.
On the first loop, but they're really nasty in the next one. It's got like a boss rush on this stage. It's got like 3 or 4 different bosses in a row, basically. So it's really tough, and it's
Nice.
really fast as well. So
I like the corpses of those crab guys. That was a really nice detail.
there you go, it's a big robot crab thing. You've got to know exactly which ones are aimed and which ones are static here because it's too fast to dodge otherwise. Like
Wow.
that really
Yeah.
fast spread. You pretty much you got to stay in the middle of the screen. It doesn't hit you, or like no, directly below the boss. I think it is. But if you're somewhere else, you'll pretty much die because it's too fast to really read it.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, space rocket. I think the dangerous thing about this boss was mainly the options that it fires out. Well, he takes them out really fast because he's better than me, I guess. But right, final boss rush.
So, oh, cool. Crab.
This-
Crabo. Not
Yeah,
the not the space crab. Anything but that.
No, those pincers.
Is that a giant enemy crab then?
Yeah.
Is that qualify?
Oh, he
Ah,
took care of
this-
that.
This one coming up right
Oh, what?
Biggest
Oh, another crab. This times it's Dungeness. Northern Dungeness crab time.
Should be called Crabbers 1945.
Yeah.
With featuring like flashing guys in trench coats.
That really fast spread is pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
All right. End of the 1.1 million. That's a really good score for this.
Wow.
Nice.
Now this is where
Plasmo, my
this-
hero.
this is where it gets hard because the suicide bullets. One wrong shot is gonna screw you up, and you have to bomb or die basically. And apart from that, everything's a lot faster and more difficult in the first place. So, I mean, you can see it's nuts already.
Yeah, those suicide bullets are pretty quick, I will say. Oh,
Yeah,
there
see-
you go.
A lot of the time he'll be not shooting popcorns for safety because it's you get like a couple of points for shooting them, but it's not worth it versus not dying. So
Right.
and the bosses are all going to be like lightning fast, so you have to know what you're doing or die basically.
Classic. Yeah, that's that's a big change for sure.
Yeah. I often see people get kind of turned off by the Psycho second loops because it's not like, say, a cave second loop where the difficulty sort of like is a natural progression from 1.5 to 2.1. But in the Psycho games, the second loops are pretty much all the same difficulty, like from 2.1 to 2.8. So it gets really hard immediately,
Mm.
which kind of throws people off because it's a lot harder than the first loop.
How would you like like figure out the second loop in the arcade? You know, like since
Yeah.
all the patterns troll you.
And you've got so few lives here and stuff. It's, you know.
I can just imagine the frustration of Japanese gamers in the arcade and stuff.
Same, and with replays and stuff, it's not so bad. But like on an arcade, I mean, Plasmo did it like on a PCB. So even that's like really impressive.
Yeah, I wonder what his extent of his practice was like.
Yeah.
Maybe could you credit feed perhaps?
You can. I'm not sure if this game has a checkpoint system or not. I know some of them do, but maybe this one doesn't. No, this one doesn't. But I mean, if you credit feed, you're gonna be at low power, and so it's gonna be really hard to get anything done. There's like you often hear people say, "Oh, I'm gonna try and control the rank or something by being at low power," but that's a really bad idea. Even though the bullets are a little bit slower, it's not worth it versus not being able to kill stuff.
Mm. First bomb. Oh, another bomb.
Yeah. Yeah. See, exactly. Like when stuff gets chaotic and you shoot some popcorns at the same time, there's almost nothing you can do. You just have to on. But this is why you've got to be really careful about what you shoot and what you don't.
Yeah, that's really particular.
Oh yeah,
with
you just dodge those planes. Okay.
Oh, yeah, one thing to note about this game and Psycho games in general, they don't kill you if you collide with the enemies. You just lose a power.
Oh, so that's why it says like power down, right?
Definitely. But the other side of that is you can't seal suicide bullets. So even if you're right on top of something, if you shoot something in second loop, you're gonna die from it instantly because there'll be a suicide bullet in your face.
Oh, so no ceiling tank strategy here. Okay.
Just straight up dodge everything.
Yeah, he had to bomb there. It was just a flak of bullets.
Whoa.
You see, like wherever possible, he chooses to not kill the popcorns because it's just worth the dangerousness of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a random element destroying them, it seems, if you do.
I think I haven't tested it much in this game, but I think the popcorns can like either be one way or two way, so you can't really like you have to sort of react on the fly.
Wow.
So
Oh. Are they all always aimed shots, right?
yeah, they're always aimed, but they're either one way or two way, I think. Like oh well, non-popcorn ones are like different, like 3-way or big bullets or whatever. Right, this boss is really fast.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, good luck doing that without seeing it in advance. This one's not so bad because it's like clumped together and you can sort of see it. Alright, I don't think he does the gumbo train trick on the second loop.
Plasmo said they're either 1, 2, or 3-way even. He's actually in the chat right now.
Well,
And not aimed, just completely random.
Oh.
So yeah, that's pretty bad.
yeah, there you go. Definitely not worth killing in that case. Like my experiences from Strikers 99 where they are all aimed in one way or two way, but I guess they're worse than this one. This is probably the worst set of suicide bullets I've seen in a Psychic game, honestly. Like totally terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to have that back of the screen in order to react to suicide bullets, and if you don't have that, I mean,
Yeah,
it seems pretty risky. Man, the option placement is so nice.
Yeah, basically, he does it in such a way that, like, it's not going to hit the popcorns in a way that's going to kill them. Really.
Wow.
Wow, nice spot.
Oh, gee. Ooh.
Right, so you're thinking.
That's like the swag safe spot. The bullet pattern lasted for all of like 1/10 of a second.
For a second, yeah.
It was like blink and you would have been dead.
That's I mean, you have lots of attacks that are really, really, really fast, and they just happen just like that. It's a total opposite of Touhou, basically.
Like, you really could blink and get hit by something in this game if you weren't prepared.
Yeah. Still meddling though, I think.
I wonder if Plasmo can speak to his like tapping technique or type that in the chat, because I've got some older games that don't have auto fire, and it is satisfying to tap it a lot. Plasmo,
Yeah.
how'd you?
He's not using auto fire. Yeah. If you can hear in the stream, he's definitely tapping the whole fucking time.
That is amazing. I think that's a real testament to dedication, because how does your finger not get tired? Do you just Takahashi Meijin style practice, or?
I like the double tap technique myself with the index and middle finger.
Oh, okay. So you're alternating between two. Okay.
Yeah, that's how I do it. I tend not to get too tired.
Well, I'm just a lazy pad player over here, so.
You're no good with an arcade stick?
Definitely not. I'll go to an arcade and I just screw everything up because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Are the colors or stages like changed a bit?
Stages like at a different time of the day compared to the first loop.
Okay, yeah, it kind of looked like a different tone there. Oh, nice little flying there.
Yeah.
Good flying or what is this? Like good flying pilot, or I don't know. Ace flying ace.
Ace.
Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Dang, these bosses are pissed.
Man.
This is the big battleship stage again. Well, space shuttle, whatever you want.
These bullets have to be fast, and then like a ride-in second loop, or they look pretty much ride-in fast right now.
I don't know. I think they're a bit less fast, but they're sort of denser and in a more awkward pattern, so you have to kind of dodge through them and not just kind of out of the way. Like a lot of times, something like I don't know, Raiden fighters is faster, but because they're all aimed at you, it's not as hard as this, I find.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm there. Oh.
I mean, you have to keep in mind when the bullets are so fast. I mean, even though he hasn't memorized like where to be, you still need to have that execution and timing to dodge every time. And I think that's where part of the skill a lot of skill comes in.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes people just write it off as just, oh, you just memorize everything and then you follow through the path. But like reacting and executing on the fly is really, you have to have that down or you just screw it up.
And some of the dodges are really tight too, so you gotta have like your little tiny dodges down, and you gotta know when to like stop during a sweep and all that. It's just there's a lot of little things to remember.
Or pausing is as much as like as moving too. Like you're like, okay, I need to pause here and just stay, and then move.
Crazy alien thing again.
Oh shit, is he gonna kill that kid again? Yeah, kill the baby! Kill the baby!
I just noticed the hips. What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Oh, yeah. Here comes the flasher. Strippers 19. Oh yeah!
Strippers 19 foot.
Oh.
That is so ridiculous, man.
What the?
I've never seen something so weird in a shmup.
The design process for that was going to be like, yeah, let's put a crazy guy in a trench coat up there. Have him flatline.
I just don't get it. Like, is it a nod to something, or
I don't know. Like,
Black Oak, we need your help. Find a viewer that has it.
This boss is different to the one that you picked in the first loop, and you'll notice he times this one out. I'm not actually sure if there's like a really difficult phase after this, because I haven't done this boss in the second loop. Plasmo, have you got any answers about that? Like, why you time it out? I was wondering about this earlier. Well, at the least it's safer because you don't take out the popcorns. But I'm not sure if
that's probably it, because these patterns are so fast. If he has to like adjust for the popcorn bullets at all, he probably mess up his flow.
Yeah.
What's he at now? Like two men and no bombs, right? So he's used most of the bombs from the first loop. So
Right. Last bit. This one was pretty brutal.
He hasn't died, right?
No, he's died once.
Oh, he
on
did. Oh, I missed
Kid.
it.
Some 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, I was too distracted by the hips.
Thing of this is
those sweet hips. Yeah.
I've played Choniki. That was still weird.
Here's that Plasmo. Alright, yeah, pretty much everything in this stage is out to kill you brutally, so...
Yeah, I mean, this is a 2-all. This is it once he's done.
Exactly, this is like 1 minute to go. That's game over.
Is this another crab? It's a robot crab.
Man, like, you have no idea how crazy Psycho is about crabs. It's just like crab. Alright, the kind of squid rocket thing.
So that was new. That little guy, huh?
The first one as well. It was different color though.
Okay.
Alright, now you get the crab. Well, the first crab, one of many.
What a many crabs. This has more crabs than a hooker's pubis.
Yeah.
Not that I would know anything about that.
Dang. I bet there's so many little like subtle details about these dodges and these patterns that we're missing right now, but it's still amazing.
It's really something you have to play the game a lot and just try out different things and sort of figure out what works and what doesn't. There are a lot of things that will kill you that you don't really expect, so you have to handle a lot.
Damn. That's just insane. That was an insane last pattern.
The end.
Oh my god.
Just ding the end.
Ding! Oh my god.
You know you beat a hard game. They know you beat a hard game. I mean, you know, everyone knows that everyone else knows, so... Anyway, great job, Plasmo. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
That was sick.
That was my clapping. And
That
that's when he gets the back massage right there.
The back massage. Yeah, so, you know. Wow, man, those bullets are so fast.
Yeah, well, that's the Psycho trademark, pretty much. Fast bullets. You gotta know them or die, pretty much.
So, Saps, you've played a lot of, you know, we highlighted you on the cave for Mushihime-sama Futari.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Psycho's not as popular. What attracts you to Psycho games since you've played cave games, and what advice would you have for the like cave player or Touhou player as well?
All right. Well, one of the main things I like about Psycho games is it's very much something you can sit down and just kind of practice a bit and learn it really well. And so it's kind of like learning a piece of music or some such. It's very much something. It's because of the high memorization aspect. It's kind of like something you learn and then you kind of perform it. And if you perform without screwing up, you win, and that's it. As opposed to, and beyond that, it's extremely fast and reflexive. So it's really exciting to play, even though you know what's going to happen, pretty much.
Okay.
As opposed to the cave sort of thing, where it's the interesting part is reacting on the fly and seeing what happens, and reacting to that as you go. And I guess that's similar to Touhou as
I
well,
see.
bigger extent.
Yeah, guys out there, play more Psycho. They're, as you can see, lots of high challenge and great. They're great games. They're great games.
Yeah, I recommend. I'm gonna just plug Strikers 99 here because it's my favorite game of all time. It's like this, but much flashier and cooler, I think. But this one's great as well. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I've always kind of liked this, the first Strikers 1945, because the levels felt like they were a little bit more like original, and kind of like the design, maybe the colors and stuff. I felt like that's kind of what drew me to it a little bit over the other ones, because I know the other ones, like, I don't know, it just kind of feels like the levels are a little.
Yeah,
I don't know.
the first one's more kind of classic, I guess.
Yeah, I mean with like with all the crabs and like those
Yeah.
hip guys. I mean, I had no idea that was in there, and that was just so fucked up.
It works or
Pla-
whatever.
Pla- Plasmo can't really recommend the first Strikers, even though he two-alled it. Oh wow! But good job. It has crabs.
A nice
Kind of
and
nice.
so basically there's still like a decent amount of variety in Psycho, like within their kind of trademark style. Like the early ones like this are kind of more classic, and then later on with say Gumbo 2 and Strikers 99 and Dragon Blaze, you've got the more kind of bullet hell influenced games. So
Mhm.
if you're coming into them from Cave or Toho, I recommend Strikers 99 or Dragon Blaze as a first game to try out, because they're slightly slower, slightly denser, and like smaller hitbox. It's a bit easier to come into from that sort of that kind of shmup, basically.
Yeah, I think like part of the appeal too is just because the bullets are so fast, like you will get owned if you don't really know what's going on, but once you know what's going on and you like dodge all those fast patterns, like to the spectator, like I'm sure
Yeah,
a lot of people watching, like
you just don't.
they're probably
I mean,
really impressed because those bullets do go really fast, but like it's still as the player too, like
yeah,
you get this kind of exhilarating feeling like yeah, the bullets are so fast, kind of like
exactly.
weaving between the hell or
You
whatever.
learn some
Yeah.
specific tapping pattern through this like impossible looking barrage, and everyone will just flip out.
Yeah. I must say, when I played at STGT Strikers 99, I got so hyper focused on trying to memorize stages, execute fast bullets. It was one of the most enjoyable games that I had played during that, that year's STGT. So just
Yeah,
so intense. Yeah.
that was my favorite as well. I guess partly because I already knew it, but it's an awesome
Mm.
game.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, that was sick. What else we got? Anything else to mention here?
Um, Dragon Blaze is on PS2 with a Soul Divide compilation. Um, Strikers 1999 plays very well in MAME, and
Oh
so
yeah, there are a lot. Yeah, there are at least like a few or four different ports of Strikers 1945. I know, so I mean,
yeah,
it's definitely accessible. And yeah, I mean, MAME is your friend for arcade shmups. That's for sure.
yeah. Just a plug in. Nimitz has made a new Shmup MAME 4, so check it out on Shmups forum. He's just put that up like in this
Oh
past
yeah,
week.
yeah. I've heard really good stuff about it from people who've been using it.
Oh, sweet.
Basically, it takes, from what I've heard, it takes all the good stuff about the previous versions and kind of melts them into one. And you've got compatibility with like all the games up to the most recent MAME. So I mean, it's pretty much ideal, I think.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, for the viewers, just Google Shmup Mame, you'll find his blog. But like the thing about Shmup Mame is it tends to reduce lag in a lot of the games, and that's good because it actually becomes closer to a PCB or arcade accurate when you reduce the lag. Because in Mame, it introduces lag, huh? Mame for the most part, so it really makes it closer to the true experience, which is good. Very good.
Definitely.
And plus, there are just some games that are like unplayable in like older versions of MAME. When you get input lag up to like 4 frames, it
Yeah,
gets
really, when you have input lag, it just it feels like you're flying through cheese or something. It's not fun.
I like eating cheese, but flying through cheese,
Yeah,
no.
not the same thing.
well, all right. I think we've covered most of everything. Well, yeah. Thanks a lot, Saps, for coming on.
No worries,
Um,
it's fun to be here.
Yeah, Saps, you're my
yeah,
hero.
and we'll definitely have to hit up Strikers 1999 and have you comment on that in the future.
Yes, can't wait.
Yeah, yeah, you got to get
Uh,
Asmith on there too.
Because I will say that, yeah, the spectating a Strikers game, the second loop, is really entertaining. Like, you just get mesmerized completely.
It's
And
just so
so,
fun. Like,
Yeah.
especially with the later ones, I find because the patterns are so kind of flashy and all over the place.
oh, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then also I'd like to thank Soda for stepping up doing the stream for SCG Weekly.
Yeah, Soda Machine, you
welcome.
rock.
Soda Machine. And yeah, Soda, if you want to talk a little bit. I know you're the head mod of the Swedish Touhou community. Like, what's the Swedish Touhou community like? I guess I don't know. If you want to talk a little bit.
We're a bunch of cool dudes liking Touhou in every kind of aspect. The games, the fandom, the music, the art. We welcome everyone who likes Touhou. In Sweden, of course.
You have to be Swedish, though.
Well, you don't have to be Swedish, but you need to write in Swedish.
Okay, gotcha. Yay, Touhou. We love Touhou here on STG Weekly.
Damn right we do.
Like it all. So yeah, props. Yep, props to Soda Machine.
And
You're the
there,
machine.
the admin of the Swedish Touhou community just joined the chat.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, who's that? Rom Scout or is
Nope.
it that?
Sayucho.
Oh, hey. Well, welcome. Bringing it all together. We need to heal these wounds between these communities, guys. Sayocho, Mups Forum, guys, come together. Come together right now over Shmups.
Pretty sure this episode needs to end.
Well, I want to thank Shamlam for actually bringing me to this stream to begin with. He actually made a thread on the Swedish Touhou community about this.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, that's where
okay,
I found
great.
you guys, and that's how I found your YouTube channel. That's where I saw your cry of help for a better streamer.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Because I know people were. I had a couple complaints. 360p, not the best quality, especially when you get into more detailed shmups and stuff. So this is really gonna help out once we get back to a cave game or even 3D games. So it's really gonna help out. All right, well that's it. Next week on Shooting Game Weekly, we are actually going to be checking out Mushimi-sama Futari Ultra, and we're going to be joined by what's his
Gus.
again? Oh yeah, Gus. And
Gus.
Man.
yeah, we're going to be checking out a counter stop in Ultra mode, in which the counter doesn't count anymore. So that's going to be amazing, and we're also going to be checking out a abnormal Rico Ultra Clear. So yeah, look forward to that next week. That's what's planned, and we're also going to be having Gus himself on, talking on that. So it'll be quite wonderful, considering he is godlike at that game.
Yeah. He
Got it.
always goes full shmup.